Welcome back. We're on section 7 of your data project. So this is our example one. You are going to also want section 5 for this one. So section 5 should be on a separate sheet of paper. But we're going to want to use our measures of variability to make our box plot. So we want to know our minimum, maximum. We need our lower quartile, our upper quartile. We also need our median. So those are our 5 points of variability so that we can make a box plot. So have that ready, especially if you are doing your own personal project right now. So our box plot, first thing we need is a title. What was ours? Ours was length of pointer finger in millimeters. Okay, we're going to make a number line that spans our entire distance. So our span from 64 up to 86. So I'm going to start just a little lower than that and just a little higher. So I'm going to start at 60. So 60, I'm just going to number by 2s. Depending on how spread out your data is, you could number by 1s. You might decide to number by 10s. Just make sure, oh, this would be 70. Just make sure they're evenly spaced for what you're doing. We want to be fairly accurate. I know these aren't perfectly evenly spaced, but they're close enough that we'll get a good idea of what the data looks like. 78, 80, 82, 84, 86, 88, 90. All right, filled in my number line. Now, remember the box is made up of the lower quartile, median, and upper quartile. So our lower quartile for this data set was in 71. If you want, I'm going to just put little tick marks in between here to represent the odd numbers in between. I don't have to number them, but it might be useful to see it. Okay, so I want to go to 71. That's my part of my box. My median was at 77. My upper quartile was at 81. So I can connect the box. And then the whiskers come from the maximum and minimum. So my minimum was 64 in this data set. My maximum was 86. So as you can see, some of these sections, remember this breaks the data into quarters. The first quarter was a little bit more spread out than the second quarter. It looks like the closest grouped quarter of data was between 77 and 81. So the third quarter and the fourth quarter, or quartile I should be saying, the fourth quartile was about as spread out as this one. So as you can see, nothing is really crammed together, nothing's really too spread apart. This data is actually fairly evenly distributed. Okay, that's all there is to making a box plot.